A primary reason for why OnePlus phones are this successful is their well-designed software. The Oxygen OS is simplistic yet feature-rich. It's close to stock Android and yet has ton of useful features without being overwhelming. On the latest OnePlus 6T, the Oxygen OS is based on Android 9 Pie. This is the same skin that's also there on the OnePlus 6. And if you're planning to buy the 6T, here are a few things that you must try. One of the first things that you're bound to try on your new OnePlus 6T is its cool in-display fingerprint sensor. The biometric reader is quite convenient and quite reliable, if not super fast. But it's not always on. For the unlock icon to show up, you can either press the power button or lift your phone. But what of when your phone is lying on your table? Well, there's an option for that. Go to fingerprint sensor menu in settings, security lock screen, and from there you can toggle on tap the screen to show option. Now you can simply double tap on the display when it's asleep for the icon to show up. From the same menu you can also change unlock animations. If you keep holding the in-display sensor a touch longer after unlocking, you'll get access to quick shortcuts. You can customize this menu and add up to 6 different shortcuts, which could include voice search, system shortcuts, app shortcuts, and more. You can customize quick launch shortcuts from settings, utilities. For us, the quick launch led to too many accidental presses and thus we ended up disabling the feature. The app drawer on the OnePlus 6T has a hidden space where you could hide apps. To access this hidden space, just open your app drawer and drag from the left edge. Here you can add apps that you wish to remain hidden. Another interesting feature of Oxygen OS that we truly admire is the option to switch between different color profiles. The default profile has tad bluish whites, and to make the most of AMOLED display, we'd recommend that you switch to sRGB mode or the DCI-P3 mode. At the very start, these profiles might feel a bit yellowish, but you stick to them and they'll start to feel more natural. And besides, they're also lighter on your eyes. You'll find the option to customize color profiles within display settings. In the same menu, you'll also find the option to hide the notch, to customize reading mode, and to change font size. Just like most of the modern interfaces, the Oxygen OS also has the option to switch to navigation gestures. On the OnePlus 6T, you get to choose between good old navigation buttons, the Google style pill-shaped navigation bar, or OnePlus's own navigation gestures, which in our opinion work best. You can also program the power button on the OnePlus 6T as a dedicated Google Assistant key. To enable the feature, go to Settings, Button and Gestures, and turn on Quick Activate the Assistant app option. You can choose between different AI assistants including Alexa, Cortana, or Google Assistant. The Oxygen OS also has the option to run dual apps with separate app accounts. For personal or professional reasons, if you need to run 2 accounts of the same app, you can go to Settings, Utilities, Parallel Apps, and then duplicate them. Another very popular Oxygen OS feature is the option to change the UI theme and accent. The simple trick makes a world of difference to end-user experience. With the new Oxygen OS, you can choose any accent color from the spectrum, and you can effortlessly switch between dark and light theme on your phone. You'll find all these options under Settings, Display. Smart Boost is a fresh addition to Oxygen OS and is still listed as an experimental feature. When turned on, Smart Boost can help reduce app launch time, and the impact is noticeable for heavy apps like PUBG. To turn on Smart Boost, you could go to Utilities and then to OnePlus Laboratory. With the mega powerful SoC humming within, the OnePlus 6T is an absolute treat for gamers. So it's only logical that OnePlus has been sincerely developing a gaming mode. You can access this mode from Settings utility and decide what interruptions you wish to avoid while gaming. One of the biggest advantages of an AMOLED screen is an always-on display. OnePlus calls it ambient display, and it isn't as flexible as say the ones on Samsung or Vivo phones, but you can still customize a few things. You can choose between 4 clock styles, add text, decide when the ambient display fires up, and you can access all these settings within display settings. The OnePlus 6 and OnePlus 6T both have the same camera hardware and software, and the only novel addition this year is the night mode. This mode isn't always consistent but does enhance image quality in low light. If you often find yourself shooting in this mode, you can automate the process. Go to the camera settings, turn on Auto Direct Night Scene, and that's it, you're done. You may directly enable call recording on the OnePlus 6T from the dial screen, but to disable call recording or auto call recording, you'll have to go to the dialer app. From here, go to settings and you'll find all call recording related options stacked up. By default, 4G VoLTE works only on one SIM card. If you need to feed 4G network to both SIM slots, just go to settings, Wi-Fi and internet, and open SIM and network settings. Here you'll find the option to toggle on dual 4G networks. Similarly, for OTG support, you can go to settings, system, and turn on OTG. Keep in mind that the OTG turns off automatically after remaining idle for 10 minutes. If you often use OTG connectivity, you can also add an OTG tile in quick settings. If you often find yourself searching for apps in the app drawer rather than manually scrolling and locating them, then you should try quick search. To enable quick search, you can go to OnePlus 6T launcher settings, go to drawer and enable the option. Once enabled, app search and keyboard will directly fire every time you open the app drawer. OnePlus 6T also has a shelf that you can access by swiping right on the home screen. Here, you'll find cards for recent apps, tools, frequent contacts, and more. If you take some pain to organize the shelf, it can be a convenient and quick shortcut to things you frequently do on your phone. This is also a convenient place to add all app widgets that you may use. The Oxygen OS on OnePlus 6T also has extensive support for gestures, and we're not talking about navigation gestures here. So just go to settings, buttons and gestures, and quick gestures. Here you will find options like double tap to wake and options to assign letters or other gestures to specific apps. So these were some of the interesting OnePlus 6T features that you must try, and most of these tricks will also work for other OnePlus phones running Android Pie. With the new OS, OnePlus has also added search icons in settings menu and sub-menus, and instead of scrolling and navigating to the right option, you can directly search for it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.